start the recording. Okay. Hello, guys. April the 20th. We're getting to the end of this other month as well. I saw a tweet from the president yesterday that said that we are probably, that we are ending this year like this. So let's do it. That's all we can do. Let's do. So one thing I wanted to tell you, last week I just had to admit that you don't work alone. So this week we are going to have online classes all week long. It doesn't matter, we just do 2 exercises, whatever. We're going to have one topic, which is going to be the second conditional, the first part of the second conditional. We're going to have a PowerPoint. We're going to have tutorials, exercises, exercise in class, exercises outside. Tomorrow, I am placing your homework that you will have to do for tomorrow, okay? So we're going to begin, and let me just check. Juan Diego is here. Correa is here. Escobar, I don't see him yet. Okay, Isabella, you are here. Camila, not here yet. Loflucia, yes, Andrea, you're in. Brian is not in here yet.
Teacher, yo sí estoy, Camila Guerrero.
Camila, where are you? Okay, sorry. Alejandra, not here yet. Javier, not here yet. Dani Puga, yes. Nakari, yes. Christopher, yes. Micaela, yes. Salazar, I don't see yet. Alejandra is coming in right now. Okay. Salazar is not here. Gabriel is here. Alison, I don't see her yet.
Hi, teacher.
Hi, dear, you're in. Daniel, you are. Anita is. Martin, Domenica, and Diego Suasi. Okay, let's begin. So, as I said, this unit, we are going to check the rest of the conditionals, okay? We are going to look at, or I think it's the first one, the unreal conditionals. Here in the book, they are divided in 2. The unreal conditionals and the wishes and regrets. The most important part here is remember how to use the verb tenses properly, okay? That's in the if clause and on the main clause. So, yes, Danilo, yes, you are here. I did check you. Okay, very good. Okay, thank you. You are registered. Very good. So I'm gonna go right now and share the PowerPoint. This PowerPoint where you're going to use it all week long. Okay. So, okay, somebody else in the chat? No. Very good. So let's see, and let's revise this PowerPoint, which is going to be the one we are going to be using for the whole week. Very good, here. So we already revised the first conditionals and the 0 conditionals and how to use them. Still, we're going to make a short recap, okay? Alison is coming in. Okay, very good. So let's see. Let's continue. So, the basics on the conditionals. First, they are also known as if sentences. Ariel's coming in. Okay, let me close this. Otherwise, you won't see. Very good. So these are also known. The conditionals are also known as the if sentences. Number 2. Bless you. Okay. There is a cause and a consequence, okay? There is something that happens and there is a consequence for that. Number 3, there are 2 clauses, the if clause and the main clause, okay? The if clause, the one that places the condition, and the main clause. I want to remind, to remember with you, okay, to remind you and myself what a clause is. A clause is the basic unit of grammar. Typically, a main clause is made up of a subject or a noun phrase and a verb, okay? And for example, Clara smiles, okay? Mary reads, John walks. There is a subject, okay, that could be one word, or the intelligent man studies. Okay, there's a set of words. There's a noun phrase there. Okay, you are going to use that and a verb, and it has complete meaning. Okay, that's a clause. You can understand. When you put two clauses together, you are going to use linking words and description words to make it more understandable, to make it more, or not more, easier to understand what you're trying to say. But a clause is the basic unit of grammar before a sentence, okay? So that's why we have two clauses, the if clause and the main clause. The if places the condition. Very good. So now we are going to go to the next one. So far we have seen the zero conditional, which is a fact, something that is true, completely real. It's going to happen. Whatever you do, it's going to happen. And you have the example. If you go out in the rain, I get wet. Can I go the other way? I get wet if you go out in the rain. So you can place first or second the if clause. There's a rule for that, but we will see it later on. And we have seen also the first conditionals, where there's a present or future event of high probability of certainty of happening, okay? So there's a high probability of happening. It might not happen, but it's a very small probability, almost a certainty of something happening, and that is when you use the first conditional. How are you going to use it? Let's get Javier inside, okay? Okay, I'm meeting Javier Paez. Okay, so the first conditional, high probability or certainty of something happening. And here what you're going to use is the will. You're inserting this now, okay? So if it rains, present tense, this afternoon I will not visit you. Will and present tense. Will and present tense, okay? I will not visit you if it rains this afternoon. So again, you can switch it, goes first or last. So let's see. So having remembered what the zero and the first conditionals, which we already did, okay, let's go into the unreal conditionals, or also known as second conditionals. So here I have this chart. I got it from AngloLink. And I'm attaching this, I'm placing the link for the complete tutorial, which is very nice, very complete, but it takes 18 minutes. That's why I can't share it with you here. So here's the formulation, the correct use of the verb tenses for the conditionals. So in the zero conditional, you have if, present tense, and the main clause with the present simple, okay, both of them. In the conditional, you're going to have if, plus present simple, and the next one will, with the simple will plus present tense, the future simple. Will rain, will jump, will come, will wake up, will sleep, will read, whatever, okay? This is the future simple with will. Remember that we already revised that we have different types of futures, okay? So we're going to use here the will plus the simple form of the future tense. On the second conditional, we are going to use if and the past tense, okay? And you will see that the important thing and why using past tense, even if you're speaking about present or future events, you're going to use the past tense, and I'll let you know why. And instead of using will, you're going to use would plus do is just an example, okay? So would go, would come, would read, okay? So past simple in the second conditionals, if plus past simple, and in the main clause, would and the verb. Okay, so far, is it understood? So far, is it understood?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, very good. Now, let's go here and let's see the order and punctuation. That's the important part when you're using the two clauses, the if and the main clause. So let's see. The order of the if and the main clause is interchangeable. They can go first or second. I gave you the example. For example, if they lift the lockdown, I will be relieved. I will be relieved if they lift the lockdown. Okay? So what can you deduct, guys? What happens there? What would be the rule? What would be the rule there? Okay, look at the sentences. If I lift the lockdown, I will be relieved. I will be relieved if they lift the lockdown.
They have the exact same meaning.
Okay, they have the exact same meaning. Yes, that's why it's the interchangeable and the meaning is the same. And if you check for the punctuation, what with the punctuation? What happens there?
When the if clause is first, you add a comma.
Yeah, that's it. Yes, if the if clause comes first, you place a comma before the main clause. Look, if you read it on the one by one, look, I will be very relieved. Yes, you understand completely, right? It seems you need more information, but you can understand it. But if you say, if they lift the lockdown, then you really need more information, okay? So if you go with the first one as you just answered, yes, if the if clause comes first, you place the comma before the main clause, okay? You place the comma before the main clause. What happens? And yes, the next thing you have to remember, guys, you place the periods after when you finish the sentences. Remember that these are, if you don't place the periods, they are wrong, okay? So be sure, remember to place the punctuation at the end of each statement. If it's a statement, you place a period. If it's a question, you place a question mark. If it's an exclamation, the exclamation mark, okay? Very good. So let's go with our second conditional, okay? So present or future situation of low or zero probability. Low probability of happening, it might happen with a lot of effort and work, or zero probability, it cannot happen. That's why they are called also unreal conditionals. Very good. Now, next example. This is for me, okay? I don't often exercise. Very low probability that I exercise. Almost none, almost zero, low probability. So I would feel exhausted if I exercise. I would feel exhausted if I exercise, okay? There's no comma here because I started with the main clause. Can you make negatives? Yes, of course. Look, if I didn't exercise, I wouldn't feel exhausted. Okay? If I didn't exercise, I wouldn't feel exhausted. Okay? So we already said that we are going to use the past tense. Okay? And the past tense is here in the auxiliary verb. And will, that was on the first condition, becomes would. Very good. Now let's see another one. This is low probability, zero probability. I am not an engineer and I'm not planning on studying another career, so zero probability of being an engineer. So here, if I were an engineer, I would build a bridge. If I were, let's wait for the were, because I know we conjugated as I was, okay? If I were an engineer, I would build a bridge. Can you make questions? Yes. Would you build a bridge if you were engineer? So in order to make questions in the conditional, you are going to use this auxiliary verb, the verb to would, okay? So would you build a bridge if you were an engineer? Okay? Would you be exhausted if you did exercise? Okay? So yes, you can have the negatives and also questions in the conditionals. Now, what do we have here? I said if I were. If we conjugate it, I was, he is, she, he was, she was, it was, you were, and so on. Why then I were? And you've heard this. I know you have heard this I were. So here's the rule. Note, use of past or for a present. Here I want to talk a little bit of why we are going to use a past tense to express a present or future situation. Use of past for a present or future situation, it's just in the sense of a back step to show low possibility. Here, you're not using the past tense to express that it happened in the past. It's just to make a back step, okay, to show the low possibility of something happening. That's the reason, not because it happens in the past. It's really about the present or the future, okay? But you're using the past in order to express in some way that there's a low possibility. And why were? You're gonna use the use of were for the pronouns. I were, he were, she were. It's grammarly correct for the second conditional, okay? It's grammarly correct. You're going to use it. You're gonna use were for all the pronouns. If you find the was, it's okay. But if you find the were, it's better. It's grammarly correct to use I were, if he were, if she were, okay? And yeah, that's the thing with grammar in English, and you know, all the languages, the exemptions and the rules we have to learn. So sometimes grammar is a little bit like math. You have the rule, you have the formula to follow, and you have to do it. Up to here, is it understood?
Yes.
Yeah, all of you?
Yes.
Somebody having any trouble?
Yes.
Some question? Okay, let's move on then. So what time is it? Let me see what time is it. We have up to 10. 10:40, we have 20 minutes. Okay, yes, we can look at these tutorials. I'm gonna stop sharing. I'm going to go, that's when let me exit the full screen. Let me go over here and I'm gonna open the part 2. We are going to start with this one, okay? So I'm going back to my Zoom here. And let me know if I'm sharing, okay? Share screen, and yes, part 2, okay? So let's listen to this guy explaining and helping me out for you to understand. I have to share. Let me check if I'm sharing my... Tell me if you're listening. Are you listening? Yes, okay.
Teacher, no se escucha.
¿No se escucha? Okay. Okay. Let me stop here. Video settings, and I'm going to, let me check here. Now here, audio settings. There's one that says that I can share computer. I can share computer. Test speaker, microphone. I lost it. It can't be share screen. Accessibility, keyboard, statistics, profile, general. Start Zoom, no. Oh gosh, audio. I know I can share does anybody remember? I just did it right now. Wait. Share screen. Here. Okay, let me go back, okay? Let me go back to here. There.
To talk
Are
about
you listening?
imaginary or
Yes.
impossible
Okay.
things. Imaginary means that you are imagining. It's not real. You understand impossible. Let's look at some examples. If I were you, I am imagining this. It's not real. If I were you, I wouldn't do that. If I had a lot of money, well, I'm imagining. If I had a lot of money, I would live on a small island. And I wouldn't need to work if I were rich. If I were rich. I'm not rich. This is impossible. Now, also we use the second conditional when we talk about unlikely things. Unlikely means it probably will not happen. So if I were sick tomorrow, I would stay home. My meaning is probably I will not be sick tomorrow. It's unlikely. If we went to that restaurant, we wouldn't like it. Well, probably we will not go to that restaurant. And finally, a question. Would you come with us if we went swimming right now? Well, we will not go swimming. I'm just asking a question. So we use the second conditional for imaginary things, impossible things, or unlikely things. If you'd like to practice this more, click on the link in the video.
Okay, so there I close this. Very good. So far, see, it was the kind of the same explanation that I gave you. Okay, so I'm just enforcing what I just said. Let me stop sharing here. Okay, so far, understood. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, someone's chatting with me. You didn't hear, okay, but you heard afterwards. Okay, very good. Now let's see. I want to share with you the other part when he speaks about the grammar. Okay, so here we go, sharing again. And let's go to the other presentation. And wait, I have to go back here.
Estoy en clase de Zoom.
Okay, thank you. Okay, let me share here.
Lo siento.
No, doesn't matter. So I think this is part one. Now that's the presentation and show all the windows. Let me find this guy. Doesn't matter. Okay, I'll just go this other way here. And let's go with part one. Okay. Are you looking? Are you looking?
No.
No. Wait. Okay. I got lost.
Well, we see I am.
Wait.
He or
Sorry. I don't know why it doesn't show out here right now. Okay, there. Look, can you see it now? Can you see it now? Yes?
in Asia.
Yes.
They
Are you
are
listening?
made.
Yes.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
they are
Okay.
made in France.
Wait.
Now, let's talk about the past. How to make sentences with the passive voice. The passive voice, you always need be and a past participle. So, be will change. the past participle nenever changes.
What? Wait.
So let's talk about the present. How do you say be?
No, let's just leave it there. I'm having trouble right now with this. We went to the passive voice, sorry. Okay, doesn't matter. Let's continue. I'll check afterwards. Let's see, use of conditionals. Let's go get your books. So let's go get your books here. Okay, so you have the explanation here. And it just tells you here the same things we have been revising. We have more explanation in your yellow pages. I don't know which one is because I have other numbers here. Okay, here. So here you have this part, it belongs to the unreal conditionals. Okay, very good. Let me admit Camila, she left. Okay, very good. So here, who wants to read for me, please? Unreal conditionals. Who wants to read for me? Dome. Okay, Alejandra. Okay, go.
Yeah,
Unreal conditionals
pero wait.
on the yellow pages. Look, these are the nice things you leave me. Somebody in 2017, I lent him my book and he left his signature there. Okay, go.
The grammar.
Part 2. Yes, in
yeah.
Grammar Extra, Unit 11, Part 2. Who is already there? Somebody else, please, who's already there? Time passes. Dome, could you read it, please? Okay, Camila, do you want to read it? Okay, go.
Yeah, the
Part 2,
unreal
part 2.
conditionals.
Yeah, okay. Alejandra, Camila is gonna read, okay?
Okay.
Okay, go Camila, please.
Unreal conditional sentence consists of an if clause and main clause. When forming unreal conditional sentence, the tense backshifts in the if clause to show that the situation described was imaginary. If clause, to show that a present or future situation is imaginary, use a past tense. To show that a past situation is imaginary, you use the past perfect. Fact, I'm not a teenager. Imaginary situation. If I were a teenager. Fact, I didn't tell him. Imaginary situation. If I had told him. If I, he, she, it's, were is more formal than a if, he, she, it was. You always use were in the fixed expression if I were you. Main clause. For a present or future situation, you usually use would or wouldn't infinitive in the main clause. For a past situation, you usually use would, wouldn't have the past participle in the main clause. If clause. If I could sing, main clause, I had been in a band. If I had had a map, I would have gotten lost.
Okay, so continue, let's finish. The note,
No.
unreal.
Note, unreal conditional sentences which refer to imaginary situation in the present or future are sometimes called second conditional sentences. Unreal conditional sentences which refer to imaginary situation in the past are sometimes called third conditional sentence.
Okay, so here they spoke about both of them. That's why here they placed the other tenses of the verbs, okay? So we have the unreal ones that we're going to revise right now. Right now is the second conditional I already told you about. Okay, let's go back to our page 97. Let's go back to page 97 and do the exercises 1 and 2. Okay, very quickly, 1 and 2. On the first one, you have work, well, you don't have a partner right now. Look at the unreal conditional sentences about the Rolling Stones and the real situation A, B, or C, and choose what sentence it is based on, okay? So they wouldn't be so popular if they weren't so enormously talented. Which of these possibilities is the one that goes with that situation? Okay? And then you're going to underline the correct alternative in the use of the tenses of the verbs. And on the second one, you're going to make sentences based on the real situations that are there. And you have the example, I don't have a car, I can't drive to work. If I had a car, I would be able to drive to work. I'd is the contraction of I would, right? The contraction, ya viene a la salida, Carlitos. Carlitos. Okay, so you can work there. Please. Charlie, casi te atrasas a la salida. Okay, so do exercise 1 and 2, okay? So there's an expression that they wouldn't be so popular if they weren't so enormously talented. So which is the option you would choose? What does that mean? Then underline the correct alternative and then make sentences using those two clauses, put them together and make the conditional. That's on page 97, Charlie.
Thank you, teacher.
Okay. Okay. Let's have one more minute and a half. Okay. So far, is it understood? So far, did you understand?
Yep.
Yes?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, Danilo, Daniel. Diego, did you understand so far? Diego? Hello?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. So tomorrow you'll have a graded exercise. We will be working this week, okay? On exercises. Anybody finished? Let's just some more time.
Teacher, are we gonna have the classes on Monday at 10?
On Monday, no, we are going to have them on scheduled time. On Monday, the same as the schedule in school. Monday at 10.
Ah, okay.
On Tuesday, you have the 2 first hours. We won't use the 2, but sometimes if you have to make presentations, then we will have the 2 hours. Then on Wednesdays, we have on the 5th hour, on Thursdays, the 4th, and on Friday, the 4th at 10. Okay, it's just like in the schedule at school. Okay, let's see. Have you finished? Have you finished, dears? Okay, I have an order here in the screen, which I'm sharing with you. So let's begin with you, Ariel. We're going to go in order, okay? Ariel, could you do the first one? The first part of the first one. They wouldn't be so popular if they weren't so enormously talented. Which one is it, A, B, or C? Which are the facts? Ariel? Ariel, you have the microphone right now. You have the speaker, sorry. Here. Ariel, are you there? Juan Diego then. Juan Diego, what those statements who belongs to A, B, or C?
They belong to A.
To A. Could you read it, please?
They are popular, they are talented.
Very good. So they are popular, they're talented. There you have two clauses, which are, each one has, it could be stand by their own, right? But together you are making a conditional. Very good. So it would be A. Now, on the second part, Gabriel, could you please tell me when, underline the correct alternative. When you want to talk about unreal or imaginary situations in the present, what are you going to use?
You use the simple past and would plus infinitive in the main clause.
Okay, so would plus infinitive in the main clause. Very good. Now let's go. Martin, there's already one sentence done. Could you do the next one? I can't cook. I don't invite my friends over to dinner. How would you do it?
A ver.
Can't is in the present. You cannot. You will also change it to the past, to could. If
I could
cook,
see,
okay.
if I could cook, I would be, no, I won't be.
A ver, if I could cook,
No.
I'd.
I won't. No.
Okay,
no.
look, the fact is, he says he can't cook, and because he cannot cook, he doesn't invite his friends over for dinner. Change it. If you could cook, then make it positive.
I would be, no, I will invite my friends.
I would invite your friends, okay? If you could cook, you would invite, okay?
Yeah.
So can becomes could, will becomes would, okay? I'd invite my friends over to dinner. If I could cook, I'd invite my friends over to dinner. The next one, Diego, could you please do the next one? C, I don't live abroad. I see my family very regularly. So let's go. Let's start with if. Let's go with if. Diego? Okay, Catalina, could you do it, please?
Teacher.
A ver, Diego, please. C, I don't live abroad. I see my family abroad very regularly. Okay, let's go with the if first. All of them are going to start with the if.
If I would have.
No. Look, it says I don't live abroad. So you're going to make it positive. Take away the don't. If ahí tienes que poner lived. O sea, aquí tienes que poner el pasado. I'm going to do this one with you because I'm about to end, the session's about to end. So I'm going to do this one and finish the exercise for tomorrow. You're going to show it to me. You're going to do it here. And I want, the first thing in the morning, you show it to me that you did it, okay? So just for example, I don't live abroad. I see my family very regularly. If I lived abroad, I wouldn't see my family very regularly, okay? Ahí te dan lo que pasa, los hechos. Tú tienes que ponerle de manera que quede como